Alright, y'all, let's talk.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Bright here, the R&B kid. I'm back again with another video for y'all. I just want to talk to y'all real quick about this whole JayZ NFL situation. I don't want to do like a whole deep ass think piece about this because I don't think it's that deep. But I just want to give y'all my thoughts on it if y'all are curious about it. I think this is something that's very interesting right now because I think it shows not necessarily how people feel about the NFL or just JayZ in particular, but I think it shows how people really view bigger societal issues that kind of create a divide in general. And I think it's kind of showing my personality where I'm not gonna say I'm like a diplomatic person, but I'm very empathetic, and I feel like I usually tend to be able to like see things from both sides or just multiple perspectives. I don't try to pin on myself to one perspective, because I personally think where I stand right now with this whole JayZ NFL situation is I'm not gonna say I stand with JayZ in particular, wholly, and I stand with him 100%, because I do feel that there's a little bit of shadiness that I feel is within this whole NFL deal that we're not really seeing. So I do feel like there is somewhat of a little bit of a sense of shadiness in the deal somehow that I can't really pinpoint, but I do feel it. But I'm not gonna say I'm 100% against JayZ, or like, oh, I stand with the NFL or whatever, because I think that's hella wrong too, because at the end of the day, JayZ has historically shown us that he's a man that has always been down for the black community, has always been doing what he can in this position of power to help the black community. So let's just talk a little bit about it. For those who feel like they're 100% against JayZ, I totally get it, because I understand the emotional weight that comes with having one of like our kings of our community kind of feel like he almost like abandoned us in a way by linking up with the NFL after this time period of us quote unquote boycotting the NFL, even though half y'all still watching the games. And that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But it's true, a lot of y'all still watching these games out here with y'all boycotting the NFL. So I do understand the emotional weight that comes with feeling like, how can JayZ pull this move after he's been one of the biggest supporters and kind of like one of the more bigger voices in the entertainment industry, really voicing the support of kind of encouraging black people to kind of move beyond the NFL and kind of like just go above and beyond them, to like really boycott them, and also just kind of feel like we don't really need them and we're above them, even though all these NFL players are still working. So, but like I said, this is a very complex issue, but I'm just trying to tackle it in the way I can. So I really empathize with that side of things, and I think when I first heard the news break like last week or this week or whatever, my first thought was, I remember I literally saw the headline on the internet, and I think it was on Twitter or something, and I was like, whoa, like I literally saw the headline and I was like, JayZ closes a deal with the NFL? I was shocked, not because I wasn't offended, but I was just like, I was mad confused, because I was just like, okay, first of all, Ape Shit is still one of my favorite songs from 2018. Shout out to Beyonce and JayZ. Ape Shit is still that fucking jam. And one of my favorite parts of the song was when JayZ was like, I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me, I don't need you. It's like, so ever since I heard that line, and just over the past few years, I've really been feeling the sense that JayZ, and really, I'm assuming him and Beyonce are just a tag team and important and very revered and accomplished celebrities who are voicing this displeasure with the NFL taking the stance they took on this whole Colin Kaepernick situation, And I ever since I heard that song, and just over the past couple years, I've been really proud of black people standing with Colin Kaepernick, and not even just him by himself as an entity, but also just standing in this power of feeling like, we're not going to sit by while you actively, put a man out of a job because he's standing for something that we all believe in. So I was very proud of JayZ and Beyonce for kind of just putting that, not only in the song, but just kind of putting that in the activism work that we've seen throughout the years, way before this and even now currently. So I completely understand people who felt offended and hurt by JayZ taking this deal, because it kind of seems like you know, and the one that makes this confusing, the one thing that really makes this kind of weird is I feel like JayZ, I feel like, is an expert on optics. Like, he's an expert on how things look, how it translates in the media. Like, he's a people person. Like, he knows how things look and how they feel in media and just in business. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna talk about this in a little bit, but I think he has a bigger plan, which I'll talk about in a second. But in terms of how it just looks off. Like, I think no matter which way you look at it, it just looks off, which is why I said I feel a sense of shadiness within this deal. Not because I feel like JayZ's out to, like, you know, just be like some type of evil entity and, you know, saying fuck black people and fuck, you know, I just think there's a sense of shadiness within the whole thing, because he's been going so hard against the NFL and them not budging on trying to support Colin Kaepernick, and just this whole movement against this whole movement of fighting against police brutality and the, you know, the discrimination and just like injustices against people of color and minorities in this country, you know what I'm saying? So with JayZ and Beyonce being such like big supporters of this whole movement, it really came off as really weird and off when this news first broke. So that's why I totally understand that side of it. I stand with y'all. For those who are like not with it, I get it. But on the other side of things, I also have a part of me that can stand with JayZ, because I feel like I said, because he's probably one of the smartest and most accomplished businessmen we have in the entertainment, you know, industry. I can't envision JayZ just having entered this deal or just having signed this deal with the NFL without having his shit together. And I think that's the one thing, I mean, people have said that, but I think that's the one thing people are really underestimating. Like I said, there is this shadiness within the deal, but I also feel like, man, JayZ is too smart. He's been through too much shit. He's too accomplished. He's too much of a sensei in our community for him to not really know what he's doing with this deal. So I think, and a lot of people have said it before, I think the Joe Budden podcast has said it, the Breakfast Club has said it, and I completely agree. Other people have said it, and I completely agree that we need to wait and see what happens. I'm not saying that because it's JayZ and I don't want to rash him, I don't want to, you know, come at JayZ because he's our king. I'm not saying that. I don't give a fuck if you're a homeless man down the street. I judge everybody the same way. But the reason why I'm saying I want to wait and see how this plays out is because I genuinely feel like JayZ is working to use his knowledge, his power, and his leverage to really build something great over at the NFL. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, us black people, man, we could have continued this boycott for generations to come, even though half y'all still watch these NFL games, like I said. But, you know, in theory, we could have continued this NFL, and we still can't continue this NFL boycott for however long we want to. But at the end of the day, I kind of appreciate what JayZ said, even though he said it in a kind of weird way at the press conference. But I kind of appreciate this ideology of thinking like, you know, okay, we all know what the issue is, and it's kind of true. It's like, okay, we all know what the issue is, why we're all boycotting the NFL. We all know why we have beef with the NFL. We all know what our beef is about. But at the end of the day, we have our beef. We know what it's about, but what are we going to do about it? At the end of the day, us just taking our hands off of the NFL is good in terms of, you know, giving and showing a message and giving a message to the NFL that we don't rock with y'all for not really standing up for our people, even though we fucking are at the root of y'all whole industry and y'all whole business. At the end of the day, you know, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's like we can only do so much. And I'm like, we as a community, or just even JayZ by himself, or just other people with power and money and leverage, they can only do so much from the outside. If we want the NFL to truly change, because we all know we fuck with the NFL. We all, before all this Colin Kaepernick shit, y'all was all obsessed with the NFL. Y'all was watching games every fucking weekend. Y'all was all obsessed with the Super Bowl. Like, we all fuck with the NFL. Like, not even just NFL as an entity, but we all fuck with sports. So it's like, let's not pretend like all of a sudden we don't give a fuck about football because of this boycott. You know, we can look at things in separate ways, and we can look at things in separate lights and divide things while not pigeonholing every feeling into one form of action. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, as angry as we are, as bothered as we are, as much as we want to fight the system, there's only so much we can do from the outside. And I don't think there's a going back to this whole shady aspect. I think there's a weird sense of JayZ being like somewhat of like our representative for like the black community, even though I think that's kind of like weird because whatever. But there's this weird like dynamic going on where I feel like JayZ is kind of like being given this like image and like identity as like the black community's like spokesperson. And I think that's where the shadiness comes in on the part of the NFL and also JayZ too, because I feel like the NFL could easily be looking at JayZ as like, oh, this is our ticket to get back in the good graces of the black community, which I think if that was their perspective, or if that was their ideology in terms of why they linked up with JayZ, I think that's fucked up. And I think it's petty and it's just wrong. But if, regardless of how the NFL felt and regardless of what their intentions are, if JayZ is going to use his power and his money and his power and his leverage and his knowledge to really come up with a game plan and come up with a real good master plan as to what he wants to do in terms of, you know, community outreach and social justice activism and whatever the fuck else he's trying to do, I'm looking forward to seeing what he'll do, because like I said, you can only do so much on the outside, you know. So what I would love is for this to stop being just about JayZ, and I'd like for other celebrities who feel like they could bring something to the table to reach out to JayZ and join the team of people who are going to work not exactly for the NFL, but work with the NFL to make things right. And the one part about that I think is a crucial piece is obviously the hiring back of Colin Kaepernick. And I don't really know how that'll go, because I feel like that's just a really complicated situation. He already got the settlement. I don't know what the NFL will ever do with him again. But I also don't think it's JayZ's responsibility to bring Kellen back into the NFL. I don't think that's JayZ's responsibility. If JayZ can help do that somehow, I think that'll be dope. I don't think JayZ really has that power like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what team JayZ said he's about to own in the NFL. I don't know what team he'll pick, but I'm excited to see which one he's going to pick. It also was announced that JayZ is going to be either a full or a part owner of an NFL team, so I'm excited to see how that'll shake out. But yeah, I don't think JayZ should be the person held to responsibility for bringing Colin back into the NFL. I think that should be the NFL's responsibility, as it has been all this time. And kind of going back and talking about the shady aspect of this whole thing, is the one person I want to hear from, and it's the one person we haven't heard from, and the one person I don't, you know, honestly, I'm not gonna talk about the whole Jermaine Dupri situation and the Brian Cox situation. Long story short, apparently, I think Brian Cox and I think Funkmaster Flex alleged that JayZ told Jermaine Dupri to call off whatever deal he was about to have with the NFL earlier this year, when he was maybe about to be involved with the Super Bowl halftime show this year. I think he was trying to bring up a bunch of Atlanta artists, which I would have loved to have seen, but I don't think it worked out. But I think when JD was in talks with the NFL to do stuff for the halftime show, allegedly JayZ talked to JayZ and he was like, don't do it. And then all of a sudden Jermaine Dupri came out and said, actually no, that's not true, that never happened. So that's shady in itself. I'm not gonna talk about that because I feel like that's between them. Somebody's lying, but that's all between them. But in terms of the one person I want to hear from, I want to hear from Colin Kaepernick. Like, he really has been the spokesperson for this whole movement. You know, whether voluntary or involuntary, he's been the spokesperson for this whole movement, you know, for boycotting the NFL, in terms of raising awareness for police brutality and injustice against people of color, minorities in this country. So I've always been here for the movement, and as someone who I feel like has been the face and the voice of the movement, I kind of want him to say something right now. I don't know why he's not saying anything about how he feels about JayZ's involvement or how he feels about what the NFL is doing right now. I just feel really weird about Colin Kaepernick's involvement in this whole situation, because one, we've not heard anything about, I mean, at the end of the day, his money is his business, but I still want details around the settlement. Like, not even just the amount itself, but like, what were the terms of the settlement? I know obviously like this is like a big thing, so it's always gonna be kept under wraps. But me personally, as a human being, like, I personally want to know, like, where the fuck is Colin Kaepernick really coming from? Like, how did he get his money? Like, what was it about? What were the terms? Like, what was the agreement moving forward in terms of media, press, and announcements and whatever? Like, I just want to know, like, what Colin Kaepernick is allowed and not allowed to do after the settlement with the NFL. I don't care about the dollar amount, but I also want to know, like, how they came to the amount, and I just want to know the details of all that shit. I'm kind of mad at him. He's been quiet, yet his girlfriend is talking for him. Shout out to Nessa, I love you, you're amazing. But I don't know why his girl's talking for him. Like, my man, I want you to talk for yourself. I want to get your opinion on this whole situation. But then a part of me also thinks that maybe Colin is being so quiet because he maybe is already linked up with JayZ in terms of coming up or being a part of JayZ's upcoming master plan. So I feel like that also could be something that's on the table too. That could be part of the cards on the table. I don't know. But I'm hoping that the only reason Colin Kaepernick has been so quiet is because he's up on game as to what JayZ's gonna be doing. Whether or not that involves him coming back into the NFL or not. But I can't imagine JayZ and Colin Kaepernick haven't been so cool for all these years, just for JayZ to go around and go behind his back to sign a deal with the NFL after all these years. I don't see that happening. That's just me. But if Colin Kaepernick really is not involved with anything that JayZ's doing, like I said, I sense a lot of shade with that. That's just me personally. I feel like there's a lot of murkiness and there's a lot of messiness with this right now. But I think the one thing I could say to kind of make it all better, or not to make it all better, but I think the one that I could say that really just needs to be said is that we just need to wait and see. And like I said, not because I'm trying to give JayZ room to feel comfortable to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. No. Because I hold JayZ to any caliber of any other human being, but because I believe enough in JayZ and his track record, and also his future, potential as a businessman, as a people person, just as a strategist. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's gonna be coming up with. I think JayZ loves the black community enough. He's done enough. Him and Beyonce have both done enough over their illustrious decades-long career that this one deal is not making me look at JayZ as if like everything he's done for us in the past is no longer valid. You know what I'm saying? It does look messy. It looks weird from the outside. The optics look off. Something about this is really off. Somebody somewhere is lying. Somebody somewhere is just a part of the piece of the puzzle is missing with this whole situation. But I'm hoping in the years coming that we're going to see how this all plays out. And I'm hoping, and I honestly believe that JayZ will come out looking good at the end of it, because I think he has a plan that he's putting in place. And maybe the NFL doesn't want to, maybe him and the NFL don't want to let us know what's going on at, all in all right now. That's fine, because that's a smart thing to do. Let it play out and we'll see how things unfold. But I just think at the onset and at first it just looks weird. So is JayZ canceled? Hell nah. Y'all bugging. Y'all need to chill out. At the end of the day, I feel like we're living in this time and age where everybody just always wants to be mad and everybody just always wants to cancel people instead of really just thinking about things and looking at the nuance and looking at the different perspectives of things. I like to look at nuance. I like to look at different perspectives, and I don't like to just make outright claims and outright opinions off of like one headline or just one thing. Like, I like to let things kind of take their time and really show their true colors after some time, so that's my feelings on this whole JayZ NFL situation. If I missed anything, let me know. I don't think I did miss anything in terms of, I talked about Jermaine Dupri and Barbara Cox and Funk Vice Flex. I talked about Colin Kaepernick. I talked about how I understand both sides of the argument, and I am one of those people that I just want this whole thing to play out. I don't think JayZ is canceled, but I'm also not letting him off the hook too, because I feel like there's a lot of murkiness in this whole situation. But I want to let things play out and see how it all go from here on out. So that's my thoughts on the situation. Comment down below what you think about this whole JayZ NFL thing. Are you 100% team JayZ? Are you 100% team fuck JayZ? Are you kind of somewhere in the middle? Are you like me and you're just like, you're not even tripping, you just want to let things play out and make judgments after everything has kind of subsided? Let me know down below. Let me know what y'all think, and we'll talk in the comments below. Alright, appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to your boy's channel. Okay, appreciate y'all. Alright, y'all, but this has been your boy Break, the R&B Kid. Thank you for watching, but for now I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just have fun.